Good morning, ladies. Welcome to our Wednesday Zoom. Hope you're all doing well there and
The next workout will begin in 60
snug
seconds.
or
Please
chilly out there
proceed.
today. We have our outdoor classes starting, so that's kind of exciting. We have a dry day for that. So maybe we'll be seeing you some of you out there. Anyway, let's start with some arm crosses. Shoulders are down, chest is open, knees nice and soft. Warming up those shoulders, opening up that chest. Great. Making sure you're alternating which arm goes on top. Good. Nice and loose with the arms. Excellent. And let's do some shoulder rolls forward. One and then the other, up and forward. Loosening up those shoulders. We're going to be doing some push-ups today, so I'm going to get those shoulders nice and warmed up and backward now. Opening up that chest. Good. Thinking about that core engagement.
Set one.
Knees nice and soft. Excellent. All right, let's clasp those hands behind your hips, and we'll do a hip hinge. Again, knees soft, leading with the chest. Back stays nice and flat. As you keep that chest open, should feel a nice hamstring stretch there on that forward lean. Back is tabletop flat. When you come up, you're squeezing those glutes. Here's your inhale and exhale. Nice.
Stop exercise.
Nice flat back. Coming up, squeezing the glutes. We'll do two more of these. Feeling that nice hamstring stretch. You might find you go a little deeper as you get toward the last couple. Excellent. Coming all the way up. Now we're going to spread those feet nice and wide.
Begin set
Open
two.
up those hips and stretch out those inner thighs. Feet should be parallel if you can get them there. Pushing the hips back. Take this off now. Mindful of that knee not going past the foot here, okay? So not putting extra stress on the knee, or undue stress on the knee, I should say. So you're pushing your hips back and you're feeling that nice inner thigh stretch here. And we're gonna pick it up a little bit, make it more of a dynamic warm up. Good. Feel free to modify range of motion on this if you need to. Try to keep that chest up. Excellent. Let's do some doubles. Good.
Stop exercise.
Little pulse or double. Pulse. Pushing those hips back. We'll do two more of these. 2 and 1. Excellent. Mask down
Begin
here.
set three.
All right. Opposite arm and leg reach. A little balance. Reach, flexibility exercise, knee right in front of the hip as you're breathing. So remember, with any balance exercise, helpful to focus on a spot in front of you. See if you can get that arm right over the shoulder and keeping those shoulders down. So the tendency is to reach here. I want you to reach right over that shoulder allowing. So if your shoulder allows it, try to keep that range of motion and then really just sort of lengthening through the side.
Stop exercise.
All right, we're going to pick this up a little bit. Great. Doing kind of a marching motion. Nice high knees if you can. Good. And then we're going to go into a squat reach for our final warm-up,
Begin set four.
which looks like this. Squat and reach or side bend. So still extending that arm. This time we're focusing on a side reach, a diagonal reach. Pushing those hips back on that squat, getting those legs nice and warmed up. We will start with a wall sit today. So I'm going to grab some weights for that and add some curls. You can join me if you have some small weights with that, or whatever weights you care to curl with. Great. If the wall sit doesn't work for you, you can always
Stop
do a
exercise
supported
and
squat
switch to
or
the next station.
sitting down in a chair, up and down with support if you need that, okay? But I'm going to grab my weights here and use my pole. I think you can still see me here. So remember, with the wall sit, you want your weight to be concentrated in the back of the foot, so in the heel. You're going to slide down, thinking about the shoulders down, chest is open, abs nice and tight, until you get as close to 90 as you can. So depending on your knees, know that you can be higher here. If it's less stressful on the knees, no problem. If you can get close to 90, that's great. and you'll feel those quads right away. I'm gonna keep my weights just on the legs for the first set, and then I'll start the arm curls set number 2, okay? But this actually adds a little more of a challenge if you've got extra weight.
Exercise.
All right, I'm gonna go through. If you need a quick break, please just come right up. I'm gonna stay here, so I feel like I'm just getting warmed up here. And I'm gonna start with some 2-arm arm curls. So feel free to go with me if you're taking that break.
Again,
Coming back into
set
set 2 now, coming down again. Abs engaged. If you're doing that arm curl, make sure the elbows stay right next to the sides. So you're working the biceps on that. Head and neck stays in that neutral position. And you're keeping the abs engaged. So bracing with the abs so that lower back is not coming away from the wall. And here's your exhale. All right, starting to warm up with the legs here.
Stop. Exercise.
All right, there's our break number 2 if you need it. Feel free to go all the way through. If you're used to doing that, that's fine too. I'm gonna take a quick break, shake my legs out, and go right back down. This time I'm gonna hold an isometric one weight, my right arm static
Again,
hold,
set 3.
and my left arm is going to be doing a dynamic curl here, okay? So both arms working the biceps on this, one statically or still, the other one is moving dynamically. And for me, it helps have something to do, distract me from the leg soreness or tiredness, which is starting to set in. Make sure you're breathing, ladies. Abs are still nice and engaged.
Stop. Exercise.
All right, taking a quick break if you need it. Otherwise, we're staying down. This time, my right arm is going to stay static. Left arm is moving. If you are taking the break, go ahead and drop back down now for set number 4.
Begin set 4.
You're doing those arm curls. The other side's going to be dynamic. We're going to go to some push-ups next. You can use a counter. You can use a wall. You can use the floor on your knees or on your feet if you're doing an advanced push-up. I'm going to use the bench today because that works well for me. It works well for my wrists. And it's nice and challenging. All right, almost there, ladies. Woo! Quads. Ready for a break. I don't know about you. Woo! Nice. You're breathing. Almost there. Warming up.
Stop. Exercise.
Good
and
news
switch
is
to the
I'm
next
warm.
Station.
Woo! Shaking out those legs. Excellent. All right, whatever push-up you're doing, let's see, I'll have you do sort of wide hands today outside the shoulders. Basically a moving plank. Make sure the chest is leading the way. Head and neck following.
Begin set.
So again, I'm going to use the bench. Abs and glutes nice and engaged here as you lower that chest. Inhaling and exhaling as you push away, okay? So chest and triceps, primarily the targets here. Also getting a little shoulders, little of the shoulders, and then keeping the abs and glutes nice and engaged. You get the benefits of a plank here.
Stop. Exercise.
All right, a little break. I'm gonna just stretch on the break like this. So depending on if you're on the wall or wherever you are, if it's feeling kind of easy, you might want to do lots of reps here, or move those feet back a little bit. This is challenging for me, so I'm just going to go at a steady pace, not too fast. So whatever challenges you today, I want you to challenge yourself. Whether it's a lot of reps, slow is okay too, as long as you're keeping that form. I'm not picky about it, okay? Remember, the head and neck is following, ladies. It's not leading the way, all right? Chest is leading the way. There's your exhale. Abs and glutes stay tight.
Stop. Exercise.
All right, break. A little hip hinge stretch if you like, or whatever works. Just something to stretch out, get off your wrists and your arms. All right, 2 more sets coming up. Here we go.
Begin
Plank
set
position.
3.
And maybe you started out on the wall and maybe you're feeling like my gosh, this is kind of easy. You want to move down to a lower surface, whether it's a bench or table, as long as it's secure. Or if you're on the mat and you feel like you could do some on your feet, or on the floor, I should say, go for that. Conversely, if you're getting tired and you're on the floor and you need to go to your knees, that's fine too.
Stop exercise.
And if you're on a wall or a counter, you can just adjust those feet accordingly to play with the foot position to make it harder or easier, okay? But I do want this last set to be nice and challenging, ladies. So whatever you need to do to challenge yourself, moving the feet back,
Begin set
hands a
4.
little closer together. Whatever it is, I want this to be nice and challenging. Last set. You're breathing. There's your exhale. Chest leading the way, head and neck following. Starting to fatigue the chest and triceps, but still trying to maintain that plank position. Abs and glutes nice and tight. Almost there, ladies, hang tough. Woo!
Stop exercise and switch to the next
Well done.
session.
Great job. Okay. If you've got a band, we're going to do some band work next. If you do not have a band, don't worry. You can do this without a band. I'm going to do a combination of balance and hip and glute work, okay? And leg work as well. So we're going to do this on a single leg if you can. If you need more support, you can stand holding a counter, a chair, a piece of furniture, whatever it is. Starting on the right leg, knee nice and soft. We're going to do front single leg reach, side reach, and back, okay? Front, side, back. So what you want to think about here, that standing knee is soft, torso is nice and still and quiet, abs engaged. If you need to hold on, no problem here.
Stop.
And if you need to touch down briefly too, that's okay, all right? Maybe if you have trouble doing it on one leg, you can actually keep the other leg kind of touching down and put as much weight on that one leg as you can, just to practice the balance.
Begin
with that,
set
okay?
2.
So lots of ways to tweak this. Set number 2, I'm switching sides, front, side, and back. Now, if you do have the band, I want you to keep tension in that band. So on that front extension, you got the quad working. On the side, you got hip and glute. And in the back, you got glute and a little bit of hammy, okay? All the while, staying focused in the core, staring at your fixed spot for balance. Shoulders are down and relaxed, head and neck
Exercise.
not invited to the party. This should all be relaxed. Okay, shake it out. All right, sets 3 and 4, we're gonna do similar, change it up a little bit. I'm just gonna do sort of a sweeping semicircle. Okay, so same idea. Make sure you can see my feet here. Okay, so
Begin set 3.
engage in the abs and only touching down if you need to, ladies. If you're able to balance, you're gonna do a semicircle out. Again, if you need to touch down at each point, that's okay too. So either way, we're working on the balance, we're working the legs. With a semicircle, you're getting a little bit more of a fluid. All the leg muscles working here. Good, great. Keeping tension in that band if you've got it. Woo!
Stop.
Nice.
Exercise.
We'll do one more. Woo! Excellent. All right, last one. Standing knee is soft. Again, shoulders, head, and neck totally relaxed. Here we go. Little semicircle. Core
Begin
stays
set
nice and
4.
tight. Great job, ladies. This is a good one. It's challenging. It works those leg and glute muscles. Also ankle stabilizers all throughout the leg, lower leg. Foot muscles as you're balancing are working. Great job. Almost there. Woo! We're gonna go to a row next. So as heavy of a weight as you have at home,
Stop exercise.
if you
and
have
switch
2
to
light
the
weights and
next
you're able to
station.
double up, that works well because your upper back some strong muscles that are pulling. So I'm going to use a kettlebell here, which I have handy. And again, if you've got a heavier weight, upper back is strong, so you should be able to handle that. Your back stays nice and flat. Shoulders are square. You're going to pull right into that armpit. And you're going to slowly lower with control, okay? So your inhale is on the lowering, and your exhale is as you're pulling into the body or on the exertion. Exhale on the exertion. Easy way to remember it. Now, if the bent over row does not work for you ladies, I want you to know that you can do this standing. Most of you probably know this, but you can do it in a standing position if for some reason that bent over position doesn't work. Kind of like the old-fashioned lawnmower, you're going to pull it right in to your abdomen or rib cage and slowly lower, okay? So that will be your alternative to the bent over row, okay? I'm going to stay on the same side because, as I said, these are strong muscles and they don't fatigue as easily. Unless you have a super heavy weight, if you have a shoulder issue, feel free to switch sides. Otherwise, let's go for 2-on-1. A little more challenging. Exhale as you pull in, slowly lowering. Again, working those upper back muscles, postural muscles, slowly lowering. Head and neck stays in that neutral position. And exhale. Slowly lower.
Stop exercise.
Let's do one more, ladies. Woo! There we go. Okay. Switching sides. Shaking those arms out. Again, you're relaxing your head and neck. Really take advantage of the rest here. Want to make sure you're not tensing up, especially in the head and neck area. Okay, back stays nice and flat. Shoulder stays square as you pull right into that left arm or left armpit. Slowly lowering. Keeping that elbow in. Now make sure you're lowering with control. I like to say slowering, because if you're rushing that lowering, you're basically letting gravity bring it down. I want you to control that lowering. And you'll find those muscles will really work a lot harder that way.
Stop exercise.
One more rep here into the armpit, slowly lowering. All right, quick break if you need it. If your weights are light, feel free to keep going, okay? I'm going to take a quick break. And final set. Back nice and flat, shoulders square. Right into that armpit, slowly lowering. We are going to go to the mat next, ladies, for some fun there. And we'll start with an ab exercise. Slowly lower. There's your exhale.
Stop exercise and
Well
switch
done.
to the next station.
All right. Moving down to the floor. I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. We're going to do some bicycles today. If you have a sensitive back, you can march.
Begin set 1.
So you can keep one foot down to support your back more. Do a gentle lift of the knee. Alternate like that, okay? If you have a sensitive neck, you're going to make this a dead bug. So you're going to take that head and neck out of the equation, okay? Still bracing with the abs. If you're able to do the classic bicycle, this is what it looks like. Shoulder towards the knee.
Stop exercise.
Now, a common thing I see here with bicycles is people bringing their knees way back here like this, okay? I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself a little bit more and stop the knee at the hip. So when you come this way, stop at the hip instead of going here. And what that does is it makes the abs more the target here, okay? The further back that knee comes, after this is just hip flexor, okay? And I'm more concerned with reaching with the abs. You'll find that's more challenging, and again, more ab focused. So whether you're doing the advanced version here or the marching version, stopping the knee at the hip, and reaching with that upper body to use those abs, okay?
Stop exercise.
All right, on the break, bringing those knees in. Another thing to remember is not to be pulling on the head and neck. So if you notice my arms are just loosely in this position, if you have a shoulder issue, you can always go here, okay? And again, if you've got a head and neck issue, I invite you to do dead bug instead, which is gonna take the head and neck completely out of the equation. All right, we're breathing, ladies. Woo! Are you feeling those abs? Whatever version you're doing, you should really be feeling that third set. So third set should be getting really challenging, and fourth set should be very challenging, whichever version you're doing. Woo!
Stop exercise.
Nice. If it's not getting more challenging, I invite you to step it up, whether it's lose the brake or go to a more advanced version. Slow it down, but remember the knee is not going past the hip. I'm going to get started here.
Begin
Set 4, here we go. Nice, ladies. So we got the obliques working. We got the rectus abdominis, which is the center of the abs, working. Woo! And I'm heating up. I don't know about you. It's a welcome heat up. Woo! I've been cold all morning. Almost there, ladies. Don't quit on me now. Push through. Woo! Seconds away.
Stop exercise.
Well done, ladies. Woo! Pulling those knees in, doing a little rock here if you like. I'm actually going to lose this, which is really didn't think was going to happen today. All right, going to bridges next. If you have a ball or a small pillow to squeeze, I invite you to grab that now. I'm going to use this guy. So we got the hip and glute earlier with the band work. With the ball, we're going to get the inner thighs. All right, so you're going to squeeze the glutes that come up. Squeezing that ball gets those inner thighs. And slowly lower. We'll just do a couple up and down. Squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbone, come up. And I invite you to put your arms up if you want a little bit of more core work here. So the core is working either way, but with the arms up, it's a little less stable, so you have to stabilize with the abs. I'm going to stay up here and just do some pulsing squeezes, okay?
Stop exercise.
Now everything should be tight here, ladies. This whole area, glutes are tight. You're feeling those hammies. Your abs are tight. We're on a break. If you need a break, please feel free to take a quick break. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep those hips up. I'm going to keep pulse squeezing that ball here.
Begin set 2.
If your arms are up, make sure your shoulders are down. You can also grab some little weights here. If you've got those little weights handy and you feel like adding a little upper body weight, you can work the shoulders by just holding some weights right here. Otherwise, again, you're just relaxing those shoulders, focusing on abs and lower body, glutes, hammies, inner thighs, adductor muscles. Everything nice and tight, ladies, buttoned up. Woo! If staying up and pulsing for some reason does not work, please continue to go up and down, okay? And you can also lose the ball if for some reason you have a knee issue, it doesn't feel good, whatever version works for you, but for sure you're squeezing those glutes, keeping the abs nice and tight, whatever version you're doing. If anybody would like to join me to a single leg version now,
3.
I'm going to do what's called the single leg hip extension. This is only if your back feels good, you want more of a challenge. I'm going to go up and down with one leg and the hips at the same time. Hips stay nice and even. Now this is more advanced, ladies, only if you want something more advanced. I'm going to keep those arms up, so I'm driving through that right leg. Right hammy, right glute, really feeling this pretty intensely. Head and neck relaxed. Push and hold. Push and hold.
Stop exercise.
Last one. Hold. Awesome. Best way to relax the hammies I found is just to stretch those legs straight out, okay? And just quiet them down for a moment. If you're doing the single leg with me, you're going to do the other side.
Begin
if you're doing the
set 4.
double leg, again, whatever version is going to challenge you for this last set, whether it's squeezing that ball, whether it's pulsing up, Or if it's up and down, keeping the glutes nice and tight. Woo! Driving through the single leg. If you're doing this version, hips nice and even. Lower the hips with the leg and drive and hold. Good. Arms can be up or down, ladies. They can be here, halfway. Woo! Almost there. We're breathing. We're feeling those hammies.
Stop exercise and
One
switch
more,
to the
ladies.
next
One more.
station.
Push and hold. Excellent. Woo! Pulling those knees in. Resting the back for a moment. All right. Time for our planks. We're going to do some front planks today. Feel free to elevate yourself if you need to on a chair, on a bench, on a counter. I'm going to do some low
Begin
planks on my
set one.
forearms. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. Hands in front of the elbows to keep that chest open. Abs and glutes are nice and tight and engaged. And make sure that head and neck is in a neutral position. A lot of times I see people here. I want you to think about tucking your chin back. Keeping the shoulders down, chest open. Abs and glutes stay nice and tight. You're reaching for your heels, ladies, to keep those legs activated. So nice and long through the body.
Stop exercise.
All right, quick break. I'm going to go back into a modified child's pose, pushing the hips back. Woo! All right, set number 2. I'm going to add a variation. If you'd like to join me, I'm going to add a Spider-Man, which is knee out to the side. Again, more
Begin
advanced.
set 2.
If you want something more advanced. Only if the plank is not quite enough. The plank for a lot of you will be plenty. Adding the Spider-Man, of course, more advanced. Getting a little bit of a sort of a side crunch with this. Also working the legs in a different way. But we're keeping that torso nice and quiet, which is the challenge. Woo! Nice. Almost there.
Stop exercise.
All right. On the knees. Now remember too, if you're doing a plank on your feet and you're feeling like you're getting tired or your low back's starting to hurt, you can either go back into a quick child's pose or go down to your knees with the plank. Mindful of
Begin set
the
3.
plank, if you go down your knees, does not look like this, right? It looks like this. You're still keeping the hips forward, abs and glutes nice and tight. All right, for set number 3, I'm going to add just a little knee drop here, or pedaling I call it. Hips stay nice and still. Excellent. Core is working hard, chest is open. And we're breathing, ladies. You should be starting to breathe fairly heavily now. No, I am. And again, if you don't need this next break, feel free to go through to the very end. I'm going to take a quick break before the finale, but feel free to go through if you're not out of gas yet, because we have one final set. And I'm going to get started here a little early. I invite you to join me. Shoulders down, chest is open.
Begin set
I'm
4.
going to do a little sawing here, back and forth. Or if you're just holding the plank, you're still keeping everything super tight. Woo! Home stretch, ladies, you're doing this. Fantastic job. Almost there. Woo! Don't give up on me now. Keep those glutes nice and tight. Seconds away here. Just a few breaths and we're done. Woo!
Stop exercise.
Nice
Your
job,
training is
ladies.
now complete.
Well done. I hope you're glowing like I am. All right, we're going to go back into child's pose for just a moment because it's such a great stretch for the lower back. You should feel this through the shoulders, relaxing that head and neck down. Well done, ladies. Great job. Woo! And then I invite you to do a little cat-cow with me, which is a great way to release the back. Hands underneath the shoulders. If you have a wrist issue, feel free to do a knuckle and stab. Your shoulders are going to stay away from your ears. You're in a tabletop position. As you inhale, you're going to raise those hips up, raise that chest up, raise the head up, and hold. And as you exhale, you're going to draw that navel in, tuck the tailbone, and relax that head and neck down. Here's your cat pose, okay? Notice my shoulders stay away from my ears the entire time. Here's your inhale, drawing the navel in, squeezing the glutes, head and neck nice and relaxed. Let's do one more, ladies. Inhale, coming up into extension, shoulders stay down. And exhale, drawing the navel in, tucking the tailbone, head and neck relaxed. Great job, ladies. Thanks so much for joining me today. Stay well and hope to see some of you in the outdoor classes. Drink lots of water and get out for a walk today because it is supposed to be dry for a little while longer. Rain hitting, I think, later. So anyway, take good care.